Hey everybody in the vinyl community, it's Steve from Steve Spins Records, and today we're going to look at the 2020 Tom Petty Wildflowers and All the Rest album reissue. So it's an interesting album reissue, right? So that's part of the reason why I hesitated on the name calling it a reissue, is because Wildflowers came out in 1994, but Tom Petty had originally wanted to make it a double album with 25 tracks, but Warner Brothers Records at the time said that was going to be too long. They released it as just Wildflowers, which I believe has 15 tracks. But in 2020, they did up the rest of the catalog. They found this version. This is the 3 LP version. There's a 7 LP version and a 9 LP version, which have a lot of other additional goodies on them that I won't get into today, but we'll just look at the 3 LP version, which I picked up from Meta Modern Music in Cincinnati. So thanks, JC, for the hookup here. He had this in a while back. I'm starting to see it come around more often in some of the local independent record stores and online. So it is available if you keep your eyes open for it. They must just put out some new pressings of it here in 2021. But without further ado, what you're going to get in this video, we're going to look at the packaging, we're going to look at the discs, we're going to look at what came with it. We're going to say, okay, what do you get when you open the box? What do you get when you open the package? Then we're going to talk about the album itself, any fun facts, any kind of neat tracks or call-outs along the way. And then we're going to end with who might want to listen to this music. Like, when do you put this music on? What do you want to be doing? Who do you want it to be for? That type of thing. So without further ado, let's jump into it. So here you see the cover, and it's got on there some interesting kind of shots from the recording process. On the back, again, it's a nice brown, kind of matte, not quite matte, sort of brown shine. Cardboard outer sleeve. It's got that going on the back. Track listings on all the tracks, some other photos, and again, you see the little Wildflowers symbol there, which will be carried throughout the album, which is fun. Inside, you've got Wildflowers in the stylized version. Again, the Wildflowers logo, You Belong Somewhere Free with the lyrics. You've got pictures of the band as they're recording on the inside. And again, it's 3 LP, so you get the whole fold there. You got Tom Petty in the middle. And then you got all the rest on the other side with, again, the logo for the Wildflowers album there. It's a little bit tricky when you are using the album cover itself, because you've got it goes one in here. This is sealed, so it doesn't pop out that end. This is open, this is open, this is open, and then this is open. So makes it easy, but also kind of dangerous as you're getting records in and out of the sleeves themselves. I've already taken the records out of the sleeves and put them into Mo5 sleeves, so let's take a look at we'll pull one of them here. This is sides 3 and 4 of Wildflowers. So this has the back half of the album. There you see the label, very nice, kind of like a gold, like a deep gold color. And then, yeah, so discs 1 and 2 are the Wildflowers album, and then disc 3 is And All the Rest. The other cool thing that you get with the album are these inners, right? So these are what the records originally come in. They are, paper sleeves. I've done them up with Mo5, but here you can see some really cool artwork for all of the different songs on the album. So, you've got Wildflowers, Time to Move On, Good to Be King, Honeybee, Hard on Me, You Don't Know How It Feels, You Wreck Me, Only a Broken Heart, Don't Tread on Me, Cabin Down Below, To Find a Friend, House in the Woods, Wake Up Time, A Higher Place, and then Crawling Back to You. And then on the back of these, you'll see they've got disc 1, disc 2, the tracks, and then all the lyrics, which is also, a nice thing to have as you're following along, listening to the music. The second one, so this is for the second LP. You've got just a nice picture of Tom Petty there. Again, same thing on the back. You've got side 3 and side 4. And then on the last one, you've got sides 5 and 6. 6 carries on into the back, and then you've got all the credits here, which are great. You've got a lot of the credits, the production, who was on each of the tracks. This looks like it was mastered by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering. So yeah, and it sounds really, really good. When you're listening to it, I believe it might be an analog pressing, so it sounds great when you're actually listening to the records themselves. And then the other thing to boot on it is that it's just a great album to begin with. So quick rundown of the album itself. It was released in 1994, November. It was produced by Rick Rubin of Beastie Boys fame. I'm sure Rick Rubin has a lot more credit to him than the Beastie Boys, but I feel like the Beastie Boys love to mention Rick Rubin along the way. It is 3 times platinum. It is 62 minutes and 48 seconds in length. That was just Wildflowers, and then when you add on all the rest, it gets even longer. It was rated an 8.8 on Pitchfork, which is, I would say, pretty good. Rolling Stone has it as the 12th best album of the 1990s. And then fast forward to April 2015, the Tom Petty back catalog gets re-released on high-resolution audio, so you get a little bit more Tom Petty coming back into the market. And then fast forward again to 2020, when they're able to put this out. I think there was a 7 LP version and a 9 LP version. 9 LP, I believe, was indie store exclusive. That had not only the Wildflowers, all the rest, but then it had a live version, or like a concert from around that time when he's playing all these songs live, or he and the band are playing these songs live, and then also a outtakes or kind of alternate takes version of it as well. So if you really, really like Wildflowers and all the rest, check out those 7 and 9 LP albums. And again, you're saying, okay, it's 9 LPs, it's $180 or whatever it is. That's a lot. But if you think about it at the per LP cost, or even like the cost per minute of music, you maybe back into the math and it becomes a little bit more reasonable. So just consider that when you, again, see the price tag on some of these things, and they are pretty high. All right, so let's take a quick look at the track listing. I'll call out, oh yeah, so you can see here on the back, he's got the Wildflowers up here and then all the rest down below. So in Wildflowers proper, you've got on side 1, Wildflowers, You Don't Know How It Feels, Time to Move On, and You Wreck Me. So You Don't Know How It Feels, You Wreck Me, those are 2 of the bigger hits from the whole album. Then on side 2, you've got It's Good to Be King, which is actually my favorite track on this record. It's Only a Broken Heart, Honeybee, and Don't Fade on Me, which again is another track that I really, really like. On side 3, you've got Hard on Me, Cabin Down Below, To Find a Friend, and Higher Place. And then on side 4, you've got House in the Woods, Crawling Back to You, and Wake Up Time. Then you get to all the rest, which were the songs that were initially supposed to be on the record, but Tom pulled them back. Or sorry, not Tom pulled them back. Warner Brothers said too long, so they had to cut them. But now in 2020, why not release them? So on side 5, you've got Something Could Happen, Leave Virginia Alone, Climb That Hill Blues, Confusion Wheel, California. And then on side 6, you've got Harry Green, Hope You Never, Somewhere Under Heaven, Climb That Hill, and then Hung Up and Overdue. So you've got Climb That Hill Blues on side 5, and then you've got Climb That Hill on side 6, which again is a slight style variation of the same lyrics, which is fun. So a fun fact about this album is that Ringo Starr, the drummer of the Beatles, played on 3 tracks on this album. He played on To Find a Friend, Hung Up and Overdue, and he was an alternate he was a drummer on the alternate version of Wildflowers, which again is I think in a documentary somewhere, but kind of a fun fact that Ringo Starr would appear on this album. But yeah, that's it. It's a great sounding record. I would highly, highly, highly recommend it if you are a Tom Petty fan. Even if you're a fan of rock music from the 90s, kind of, it would be another good way to put it. It's got a lot of kind of nostalgic hits there. Obviously, You Don't Know How It Feels, and then You Wreck Me were some of the more popular songs from the album. But again, it's got a lot of really, really catchy tunes on it. It's great to listen to. The packaging is really well done. The records sound fantastic. You can put it on when you're hanging out, you can put it on to listen to it, you can put it on in the background, so it's a very versatile record to have. And again, you get 3 LPs, 6 sides of music in it, so you got a lot of bang for your buck. I think this retails for somewhere in the neighborhood of $40 to $45, but again, when you do the math on dollars per minute or even dollars per track, you're getting into a place where it becomes a little bit more reasonable. So if you made it this far into the video, thanks for watching. Please be sure to hit the like button, hit the subscribe button if you want to see us go through more vinyl records, talk about what's in the box, talk about the albums themselves, and then talk about who they might be good for and when you might want to listen to them. So with that in mind, thanks for watching. I'm Steve, signing off.